Now, Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh, man.
I just hope he's big.
When fighting Canelo Alvarez, Joe Rogan questions whether Terence Crawford can overcome the size difference, speculating that the physical advantages of the reigning super middleweight champion would be too much for Crawford to manage.
Big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the shit we talking.
Crawford? Yeah.
Few boxing events have created as much buzz as a possible fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. There are arguments and divergent ideas about how Crawford's decision to raise 2 weight classes to meet the pound-for-pound king will play out as the fight rumors get more active. Joe Rogan voiced worries about the 2 fighters' disparate sizes. Given that Crawford will be rising from junior middleweight to the super middleweight limit of 168 lbs, his concern is in his capacity to handle Canelo's power.
3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful. He's so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like, you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch it up. You know,
super accurate.
Oh,
Like,
just knows so much about boxing, about where to be and what.
Major fear is that the physical advantages that Canelo holds might prove to be a massive roadblock for Crawford. Having closely examined both combatants, Rogan feels Crawford is large enough to resist Canelo's vicious punches. Canelo, famed for his tremendous knockout power, poses a huge challenge to anyone in the 168 lb class. Rogan, who has had previous dealings with Crawford, implies that while the skill and technique of the Nebraska native are evident, the question remains if those characteristics will be enough to counterbalance the sheer size and strength of Canelo.
Guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom! Bro, he hits so.
Influencer versus pound for pound great being the hang up in the fight, being the one that stops the momentum. Because it's not happening. There is no world.
Okay, then let me ask
May
you
I be
this.
struck by lightning right now if this is possible?
Wow, a lightning bet from.
If this happens, if this happens.
There's just no way. There is no way.
Wait. If what happens? If the fight happens, or if the upset of
if
the
Jake
century
Paul,
happens?
If Jake Paul derails Terence Crawford versus Canelo by
All credit to him.
beating Canelo,
then you book
there's
Jake
no
Paul
chance.
versus Terence Crawford.
Zero.
Okay, let me ask you this. If that fight ends up being close,
yes,
a lot of people are going to watch that fight, right? A lot of people
because I think a lot of people are going to want to see Jake Paul lose, and
100%.
Alvarez
Canelo's going to do
is
this.
gonna be like a
Canelo would do this, and we're
let's
just talking.
Let's backtrack to your first question, which is interest. I'm very interested because, as I've long said, I'm on this corner. I only care about Jake Paul in spectacles. It would be an absolute spectacle to see a pound for pound. First, he did Mike Tyson, which, and I'm not going all the way back, but I'm saying in his most recent outing, Mike Tyson, an all-time legend, a pop culture icon, versus Jake Paul is a spectacle. Now you're going the opposite direction to nearly in his prime. We'll say maybe like he's on the back 9, but he's still close to his prime. He's still a top 5 pound for pound on pretty much anybody's list fighter. Going against Jake Paul, I'm in for the spectacle. I'm in. I don't think Jake Paul has a chance in hell, but I'm in for the spectacle.
And how long has he been beating the drum on this? He's been saying he's going to do this forever.
That he's
Listen,
gonna
let's
fight
see.
Canelo.
Let's see what
So
happens.
like credit to him if it.
While the talk is heavy with concern for Crawford's ability to match Canelo's power, some voices in the boxing industry continue to believe that Crawford's skills can overcome the size gap. Notable trainer Teddy Atlas offered comments on the possible fight. According to Atlas, Crawford's skills clearly surpass any worries surrounding his size. The legendary trainer has been emphatic in his conviction that Crawford is a special talent, one whose technical ability in the ring is unrivaled. Atlas has made it apparent that he has complete trust in Crawford's ability to defy expectations, especially against a boxer as skilled as Canelo. He doesn't shy away from labeling Crawford the exceptional person, especially in the face of Canelo's physical advantages.
I look at Crawford as one of those special guys. I don't care if you guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, a unified champion that he's been, all of that stuff.
Atlas feels that Crawford's boxing IQ, along with his unrivaled composure and ability to adjust during a fight, will allow him to deal with Canelo's power. According to Atlas, Crawford hasn't learned how to lose yet, a tribute to his mental toughness and strategic genius in the ring. The trainer agrees that Canelo is a force to be reckoned with, but in his eyes, Crawford possesses the traits that transcend the physical. For Atlas, the battle would be about more than just size or power. It's about who has the greater technical ability and the mental toughness to withstand the heat of the moment.
I ask this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both.
You really, really need to stop. I hope you don't think that you're ready for some guy like Canelo Alvarez, though. You ain't that crazy, are you?
I am beyond
Please don't
ready.
tell me that.
I am beyond ready. In all
Come
fucking
on,
seriousness,
Jay.
I
Jay,
beat Canelo
God,
Alvarez.
Stephen A., you're just not happy with anything. First, you're like getting there with a real opponent, and then you're like, oh, you don't think you're not ready for Canelo? You're not that crazy. Well, make up your mind.
Hold on, excuse me. What is your name again?
My name is Julia.
Julia.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate your passion. Thank you very much, but I have to say this to you. There is a middle ground. I mean, you can't sit up there and say I'm not happy with anything because I'm saying get in with a real boxer, but in the same breath, I'm like, you ain't ready for a world champion. But I mean, that's not an insult. I'm not insulting you. I'm not saying you'll never be ready for him, but you don't go from fighting UFC fighters to Canelo Alvarez.
But I'm beating world champions in sparring.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. And so, but this is what they say fight a real boxer, and then I'm like, all right, give me Canelo, and then they're like, you're crazy, shut the up. So it's kind of like, what do I do?
You fight someone lower
So-
than Canelo. Canelo's
so-
crazy.
so-
But the thing is Canelo is old. Canelo is looking like he could barely beat Triple G.
In contrast, others within the boxing community are eager to warn out that Crawford's prospective plan may have to concentrate on his movement and ring IQ, considering Canelo's knockout power and overwhelming physicality. Despite his conviction in Crawford's ability, Atlas, much like Rogan, can't ignore the obvious fact that Crawford will be the smaller fighter in the ring. The technical qualities of Crawford's style, his ability to transition between orthodox and southpaw, his precision, and his timing could very well become the deciding factors in such a contest.
Sometimes, his legs aren't as quick. He don't close the gaps as fast. Is he going to be taken advantage of in that area? Is the smaller Crawford going to take advantage? Get off, get to the side, give him angles, do that to him, not allow him to use his power, not allow him to detonate the bomb, not allow him to get off the way he wants to get off. Is that going to be really what we're going to see? I remember when Oscar De La Hoya, tremendous.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he? And Floyd, there were many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever. Period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
does he have the ability with what you've seen to continue to mold himself into somebody who can actually, he told me before his goal is to fight Canelo. So that's, where his mindset's at.
It get fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMT.
You can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
no apologize about it.
There's no way he'd get demolished. But for what he's doing, as long as they keep getting YouTubers and keep putting them in it.
As the prospective battle between Canelo and Crawford inches closer, Amir Khan has also weighed in with his forecast. Khan, who has shared the ring with both boxers in the past, believes that Crawford's knowledge and adaptability make him a legitimate threat to Canelo. Khan highlights that Crawford's boxing IQ is so strong that he can read his opponents better than other fighters, allowing him to expose weaknesses and profit on mistakes. Khan argues that despite Crawford's relatively smaller frame compared to Canelo, his ability to control the tempo of the fight with his mobility, paired with his underrated punching power, might see him overcome the weight gap.
How much from sharing the ring with him and doing the cams with him, what benefits would Crawford had to be fighting against a bigger man? Is it the ring IQ, dominating the center? Like, what benefits do you think he has?
You need everything in the game. You need from your ring IQ. You need the movement, you need the power, you need the speed. And Crawford does hit hard. A lot of people don't give Crawford the credit for the punch power he has. But Crawford does hit hard. I mean, I've been in the ring with him. He's hit.
Khan's endorsement of Crawford also testifies to the view that despite his smaller stature, Crawford has the capacity to shine at higher weight classes. Khan describes his own experience in the ring with Crawford, highlighting that he felt Crawford's punches were harsher than many people think. Khan says that Crawford should not be underestimated just because of his size. His punching strength, which is frequently overshadowed by his technical proficiency, should not be disregarded. Khan feels that Crawford's unique blend of knowledge, adaptability, and underestimated punching power provides him the tools to overcome even the toughest opponents.
And always shows love. So, look, he's one of the best fighters in the world. For him to go up 2 divisions is something I did back in the day when I was at the peak of my career after beating like Devin Alexander and all the big names. So, look, I wish him all the very best, and I think he can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One thing about Terence Crawford, he has great box IQ.
Yeah.
His IQ is so perfect where he'll see everything. So, yeah.
And then for your girlfriend, Yuta, to win Olympic gold.
Yeah, we just have all the belts.
That's insane.
In the world.
That's crazy.
And then we should just retire after that.
So look, are you happy with your performance in the fight? Are you happy with the way the night went down?
I wish he would have, put up a better fight, so then I could have risen more and done more. And he was surviving.
He was.
So
before you went out,
it's worked up. But I think that everybody just wants him to win, wanted Mike to win. But
dude, people really don't like us, Jake. People really want to see you get knocked out.
Yeah, what did I ever do to anyone?
Well, you climbed on top of the KTLA news van.
Hilarious.
You wasted the government's money.
How?
Because the FBI had to raid your house.
They wasted their own money. They wasted their own money. Why would they do that? I didn't. And then nothing ever came from it. They didn't even know what they were.
As anticipation regarding the match intensifies, boxing promoter Frank Warren recently expressed his thoughts on the topic. He is hopeful that the bout between Canelo and Crawford will materialize as planned, stressing the presence of key players who are working to make this super fight a reality. According to Warren, he remains convinced that the bout will take place in September. Despite the difficulty of staging such a high-profile event, whether it's in Las Vegas or another site, the anticipation surrounding this bout continues to increase. Warren remarked, "Look, if it's done, as a boxing fan, I can't wait to see that match. It's a terrific fight. If anyone can get it done, His Excellency is the man, and he's been a great supporter of both of those individuals. I'm fairly certain it will happen, and fingers crossed, they get that across the line."
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can.
Andre Ward refuses to entirely write Crawford off in this battle. While Ward admits the tremendous hurdle Crawford faces, he underlines the Nebraska native's versatility and ring IQ, arguing that Crawford's technical skills could still give him a real shot at victory. Ward points out that Crawford has proven the ability to modify his tactics in the middle of a fight, a trait that could be vital when fighting someone as physically imposing as Canelo. Although Ward believes that the size disparity will play a key part in the bout, he does not believe it automatically shuts Crawford out. If anyone can pull off such an upset, it's Crawford, according to Ward.
Crawford cares about his life, and with that fight, what do that fight do for Canelo fighting Crawford, and Crawford beats Canelo? What do that do for Canelo? I just think that there are so many other fights to make that's realistic and makes sense and less life risking on top of the risk that we risk stepping in there with guys our weight. And now you want me to do something. Canelo's not coming down to 60.
But not everyone in the boxing industry believes this is the best option for Crawford, given the hazards involved. Bernard Hopkins voiced severe doubts about Crawford pursuing this battle. Hopkins doubts whether the potential financial gains of the bout would be worth the physical toll on Crawford's body.
I remember when I came to the boxing gym, one of the first lessons which I should learn, it's like you should respect weight classes. You know, yeah, what it means. But Terence Crawford now is one of the favorite fighters, active fighters. I mean, he has good skills, very good skills.
Especially when other, less dangerous options could still give considerable rewards. In his view, Crawford may be taking on a task that could have long-lasting ramifications on his career, considering the great strength and experience Canelo brings to the table. Let us know in the comment box below. If you loved this video, please sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.
goal is to fight Canelo. So that's, you know, where his
No,
mindset's at.
it get fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMG.
Yeah, you can curse. You can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
no apologize about.
There's no way he get demolished.
Five, 6, 7, 8.
All right, here with Jeff Mayweather. Jeff, appreciate taking the time. Unfortunately, the Hasim Rockman Jr. Jake Paul fight has been canceled. Jake said something very interesting, though. He said that the big fight out there right now is Canelo. And he said, hey, Canelo can be beat. Bivol gave the blueprint, and I'm just like Bivol. I have the same powers, similar attributes, speed, elusiveness, all, he's basically I don't want to say carbon copy, but he's very similar to Bivol, so he would match up favorably with Canelo. Hard to argue. He's undefeated so far, and boxers are ducking him. What do you think?
Well, maybe. Why don't he just fight Bivol then? Canelo's already fight somebody. He fight Triple G.
But Canelo's the money, right?
Not anymore.
He's more money than Bivol.
He's probably more money than Bivol.
Especially if he beats Triple G.
Yeah, he's still probably more money than. But the thing is that nobody's even gonna take that serious. You can say all you want to. You can say you can fight Muhammad Ali. You can say you can fight whoever. Ain't nobody taking that serious.
But why not Canelo? So Canelo wants money fights. Jake is, it's pretty undeniable. He's the hottest prospect in boxing right now. He's undefeated. He's also one of the biggest draws in boxing. So why would that not be a fight to make? Or do you think that's something Canelo figures that's, it would look bad if he didn't come through positively in that fight?
I think that it's a fight that Jake is just yelling just to make himself look like he's legitimate. But, of course, he has a coach that would never let him fight, Canelo.
You wouldn't favor him in that fight against Canelo?